What is meditation? And what principles do meditation follow? Hello and welcome on Navisa. I'm Petra Schmidt and I want to tell you what meditation is. I've made a short some days ago with a German text and English underlines where I thought about it in a short way. Now here's the long version of what is meditation. Meditation sounds daunting to many at first. One imagines Buddhist monks sitting in a lotus position and reciting mantras or being quiet and doing nothing. Only thinking about the lotus position make hurt the legs. But this is not the only way to meditate. It's only the way we see often on TV or documentations. Almost all cultures and religions know forms of meditation, and it's by no means always done sitting down. There are also moving meditations while walking, gardening, and really any activity you can think of, but one after another. What is meditation? Meditation can be described as conscious action that stands for itself instead of pursuing a goal. From this follows that actually every action, as mentioned above, can be used as a meditation exercise. Nowadays, meditation is also equated with emptiness of thought. But this designation is actually not quite correct, since one should concentrate on the action he or she does. In the broadest sense, emptiness of thought can occur when we describe it as a non-arising of thoughts that have nothing to do with our current action. If we look at meditations, also the silent meditations, there's always a point we fix at, we concentrate at. This can be a mantra or a candle flame, but also a movement, such as in Tai Chi. In silent meditations, it can be the breath or the heartbeat. In other words, meditation is the level of consciousness with which we perform an action. Now we come to the principles. I will do not look at them in long form. If there is enough interest, I can make an extra video for the different principles. But I want to tell you what principles are and the short introducing to it. The first principle is mindfulness. Mindfulness means that one is only concerned with what one is doing at the moment. That means one is neither thinking about the past nor the future, but is completely in the moment. Mindfulness is naming the movement in the form I notice how my arm lifts, or I notice how my breath lifts and the breath flow into my body. By concentrating on what we are doing, we can keep our thoughts in check. The unconscious action, for example walking, becomes to a fully conscious action and decision. In this way, feeling with the soul and sensation with the body are involved in the exercise. Another point of mindfulness is presence. Not thinking ahead, but thinking, acting, and feeling in the same time. Past and future are dead. Only the here and now is the real life. The present is the point where we plant the seed for the future. Dreams and visions are no seeds. They are the tree we will arrive. But to grow a tree, we must give a seed into the ground. Whoever misses the moment because he is worried about the future misses out in double sense. On the one hand, he misses life in the now, and on the other hand, he missed to give the right seed into the ground. The next principle is simplicity. As you can see from Zazen, Tai Chi and Qigong standing, the exercises do not have to be complicated to have their effect. On the contrary, the simpler the exercise, the more profound the effect. This also applies to the basic mental attitude, especially when we aspire to higher spheres. It is important to keep a simple and natural mental attitude. Enlightenment and true spirituality cannot be worn for show, and that means for any exercises that they should neither be theatrical displayed nor practiced with the attitude of being something special. You do not meditate for a watcher, you meditate for yourself. The next principle is purposelessness. Purposelessness has already been mentioned in the introduction. This pillar of meditation follows as a logical consequence from what has been said before. Any goal we set is in the future and will thus run counter to the principle of mindful presence in the now. The action must be abroad without purpose in order to be fully conscious in the here and now. I meditate for the sake of meditation, not because someone told me that I can achieve this and that, but solely for the sake of the experience in the now. The next principle is relaxation. Everyone who has ever had stress knows the benefit of relaxation can bring. Even athletes relax after exercise and or competitions. The inner doctor as the conscious perception of the self physically and mentally develops its full effect only in deep states of relaxation. Only when the mindfulness is completely directed to the doing in the here and now, our self has the possibility to fully observe the here and now. That means also our body and mental health. We can find solutions for problems we would never be sensed without the deep state of relaxation. Slowness. Only the slowing down of movements such as Tai Chi shows us makes it possible to bring mindfulness, awareness and stillness into it. Although there are also people who can feel a 100-meter run as meditation, but these are rather in the outnumber and must invest a lot of practice to feel the run as pure run as movement. The faster the movement, the more difficult it is to completely engage in it. Accordingly, neither speed nor quantity of the exercise count in meditation, but primarily the quality of the execution. This also includes that it flows despite all slowness. Movement should be fluid and not staccato. The flow of movement also brings the mind into the flow of harmony. The next point is calmness and stillness. The culmination of slowness is stillness and silence. This is usually considered the essence of meditation. Thus in Zen Buddhism, Zazen, the quiet sitting meditation, is the essence of Zen. The Taoist movement sequences special importance is given to silent Qigong or silent standing meditation. In the center of typhoon or hurricane, there's silence. In the depth of the ocean, there's stillness. The fullness in nothing becomes perceptible. In Zen, it is called the thunder in the silence. Here we find contact to the origin of energies. The core aspect is the silence of mind. Bound by exercises, no other digressive thought appears anymore. The last principle is unity. The principle of unity means becoming one with what is. Correspondences to this principle can be found in attention as well as in purposelessness and flow. It is losing oneself in creation without giving up presence. By becoming one experiences the work of the higher instances in connection with one's own glowing. Or with hermetic vocabulary, one experiences the unity of macrocosm and microcosm. That were the principles of meditation. Now, something which is not a principle but also important when try to begin with meditation. It's regularity and discipline. Basically, it's better to practice regularly for a short time than intermittently and for a long time. You can also describe it as a silent river which is flowing with many little drops, or the breaking dam which brings a big flood and left nothing behind. If we find a regular practice form and time, we come into a flow, and the flow helps us to make it regularly. It is much easier to say no to something we do only one time a month than to say no to the 5 minutes a day, every day. The first enemy of regularity is lack of discipline. Our inner bastard wants to persuade us again and again that there are more important things to do right now. But what can be more important than the self and finding your own happiness and peace? Look at priorities and set them right. 15 minutes a day is enough for a beginner. You do not have to do the 15 minutes in one, but you can also take 5 minutes 3 times a day. I think everyone has 5 minutes sometimes at the day. With more practice, you will find yourself meditating longer times. The next point is the question for a teacher. Life is learning and meditation can be learned. Especially in the beginning, it is important to have a guide to avoid mistakes. You can take a course, which might be the best value when you want to make Tai Chi, or you can also use a good book for silent meditation or walking meditations. You can also look YouTube channels like mine, or use corresponding meditation CDs. It is important to have some guidance at the beginning until you have found your way and can walk the path of mindfulness alone without support. At least a little tip: make a ritual out of your meditation. A ritual is nothing more than an action that always follows the same pattern. That means that you take for your meditation the same time, the same beginning, maybe the same smell or light or music, or you're using always the same shoes when you make a walk-in meditation. When you are making a ritual out of it, it became easier to become disciplined, to do it regularly, and it became easier to go deeper and deeper in the meditation, because your body and soul know in the second when you begin with the preparation for the ritual that the meditation will come. That was it today for about meditation. I hope the video enjoys you liked it. My English is not perfect, but I hope you have understand what I wanted to say. If you have liked it, I would be happy about a like, and I also happy about every comment you want to give. Thank you.